all right. Here we are again. Man,
Yeah, here we go.
Wednesday. It came quick again. I like it. I like the fact that it comes so quick now. I used to hate Wednesdays. Now I love them.
Oh man. Yeah, this has been a quick I don't know, January was 6 months and now it's July and I got to get Christmas presents. Like it's insane. I'm
Yeah.
tired
Oh
of
yeah.
things going so fast.
Oh yeah. But tonight's episode of FMLO's The Artist Turns Amish has been postponed because a fence needs mending. So in lieu of that fine programming, we got some bloomin' podcasts for you here. So let's get into it.
Welcome to For Music Lovers Only, a podcast where each host makes a top 5 list of their favorite songs from this week's topic. Each week is a new topic. Tune in, I dare you.
Music
Lovers Only.
Hi. We did
What
it.
is up? We're here. We're holding down the shed tonight. We're holding down the shed. But we're here. Coach has got some stuff to take care of, so he's work duties.
You got some business to attend to.
Yeah. But this is episode 101 of For Music Lovers Only, the podcast.
Like the Dalmatians.
Huh?
The Dalmatians.
Yeah, yes, like the Dalmatians. We got them in the back. We'll be bringing them out mid-show, and it'll be a blast. It'll be a blast.
We will be turning them into coats.
No. We're feeding them and loving them and letting our lick our faces. And I love animals. I don't like having pets anymore because you got to take care of them. But I can't resist a dog. A good dog, just like
Oh man, I'm a cat person. Dogs are too much work. I want something to love me for a minute and ignore me.
Yeah. That's nice too. That's nice too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, spring is in the air along with the pollen and the dust. And like I said, I've been building a shed, so I've got man glitter all over me, all my nose, and I could smell it constantly. There's nothing like the smell of fresh lumber in a build, So
lumber is called man glitter?
The sawdust is man glitter.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's the only acceptable glitter a man can have. A real man, a manly man,
Men can glitter. You guys can glitter. You should put glitter on your shed. You should glitter it all up.
It's got
a glitter shed.
It's got tons of man glitter right now. But yeah, I started Friday, so 4 days and 8 trips to Lowe's, probably not 8, 6. But it's now looking like a shed. It's got a roof, it's got walls. After I get done tonight, I got to get out there in the dark and finish wrapping, getting ready for the rain because I want you all to thank me for the rain, because if I didn't have something to do outside, it wouldn't rain. It would still be a drought.
Oh my God.
Since I have to be outside, it's raining, and that's all my fault. So I apologize, or you're welcome, however you feel about it.
It's the will of the gods.
Oh yeah, anytime. So just whatever. I'm trying to get strategically work it out. That's a tough word to say when your brain's a little fritzed. Yeah, this was your suggestion, and I enjoyed it. I immediately thought of 5 songs as soon as you said it, and then I think we kind of did a elements or weather one before.
Yeah, we did. And then
go ahead.
This one was I don't know. It was pretty easy, but then there were spring playlists. Yeah. And so I was like, what the hell's on there? What would you put on a spring? What do you think about spring? The internet, Yeah. And then some of the songs that came up, I was like, really? Yeah. And then I had to kind of rethink what I thought, because I was thinking, bunnies and flowers, but then all sorts of other things came up, and I was like, hey, I'm going to use those, and you'll find out what those are in a minute.
Yeah. I said, Coach, and when you'll see in his video but it's, happy, you're happy because you get to go outside again. You've been cooped up in the house, and I kind of got to agree with that. It's new beginnings. It's always seems like every season has, is symbolic with new beginnings, like the new year, new beginnings, and then spring, new year or new beginnings. So I don't know. It was it's very vague, but I had fun with it. I
had a lot of spring for me. Always reminds me of my favorite religious holiday, which is Easter.
Yeah.
Which of course you have like, your Jesus, your resurrection, your eggs, and then you have your fertility, and then you have your other new beginnings. And so you lump all of that together, and it's just like a world of, now's the time to just renew yourself. So so that's what
rebirth, renewal, all the little critters come back out to life, and bugs. I'm pretty sure I seen a mosquito today, which I'm not happy about that, but all the other bugs are kind of cool. They don't bother me.
Dude, okay, all right. So there I was, like I woke up, right? Which I'm alive, so I'm here. So obviously that happened. And then there was like something crawling on my arm, and I was like, oh no, here we go, because I sleep with my window open. And it was like, it looked like an ant, but it had like pockets, on each of its legs. And then I was like, you're not cool, but it had 2 pieces of his body. And I was like, well, I don't want to kill you. Maybe you're the only one. I've never seen one before. I had a card to scoop it up, and I was just going to throw it back out the window, and then it flew away. And I was like, oh, you fly.
Yeah, I've seen some bugs that I've never seen before. I'm convinced that they're like aliens, and it's Starship Troopers. You've seen that movie?
Yeah.
The bugs are gonna take over. Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna have to fight something. I feel like I'd want to take bugs, but they'd kill you quicker. I feel like they would.
I definitely want Will Smith on my team.
I know, right? His new album is so awesome.
That reel or whatever promo for a video. It's probably going to be a video. I don't know. Haven't heard any of the album, but that was just hilarious. I mean, if you can't make fun of yourself, then what's the point of living? Because I mean.
Oh yeah. That was the promo that she sent in was like the first intro. And then it turns into a whole thing. Like I've listened to that album 4 times, and I just put it on because I was like, oh, I'm bored. Let me listen to Will Smith's new album, because I listen to Lenny Kravitz and Nickelback, and that's it all the time, and AJR. That's it. Never anything else. And so I decided to do something different, and I am glad that I did. And everybody should listen to that album because it is inspiring and amazing and emotional. And I couldn't get any of his songs on my list. I tried to kind of finagle it, and I was like, there's better songs, that would fit on here, but that is a good ass album.
I wanted to put Summertime because it was so happy, but obviously I couldn't. I was like, dang it. You should have named it. You should have wrote one about spring, Will. Come on. But I'm definitely going to check that album out now after that video. Just that definitely sold me on it. It was funny.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I loved Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I mean, that was classic. And I mean, he doesn't make a bad movie.
Not even The Legend of Bagger Vance. That was like that it was an okay movie. It just wasn't his better one. And I love Wild Wild West. Like I feel like I just had this conversation with you guys. Maybe I feel like, I wasn't here last week. Okay. Then who did I have the conversation with? Anyways, Wild Wild West is an amazing movie. I love it.
Yeah. I love the steampunk theme and everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, like I said, I don't have much else because I've been busy and I didn't have too much planning in it. But we got coach's video. I think we'll let you go first. How about that? Ladies first, since it's just us.
Oh, we don't have the spinner.
Yeah. I need to. I got the makeshift one, but obviously I'm not gonna go get it right now. Not handy. So
we can flip a coin. I don't have a coin. Okay, I'll go first. That's fine.
Okay, here we go.
Yay! Is that Coach saying stuff in the chat? Said, don't slap Chris Rock. He sure did say it. What's up, Coach? You get to play the part of me this time.
Bantering. Well, while you're on here, and before you get into your list, I got to give a huge shout out to Coach. He came in the clutch and helped me get some material over the house. Coach is the man.
Yes, he is.
And I better be on the list when you need help. First one on the list for all the shit jobs. Call me first.
Sweet.
All right, go ahead with your list. Sorry.
All right. We got the shout outs. We got the camaraderie. We got the man love. Now let's go to the spring list.
Yeah.
All right. So I really enjoyed this. Like I said, spring reminds me of it reminds me of love, and it reminds me of resurrection, and reminds me of renewal. And so most of the songs on my list have something to do with that. Oh no, I have 6. How do I have 6? Why do I have 6? Oh, I can't take one off. Oh no, what did I do?
You host yourself.
I'm having a crisis. I'm having a crisis right now. Okay. All right. So number 1 is going to be Change by Blind Melon.
Oh, yeah.
So I was listening to springy type lists or whatnot, and this is a popular song that I haven't heard all the way through. Like I if you say Change by Blind Melon, I wouldn't have known what you were talking about until this time.
It's a top 5 of mine. That song just.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And it reminds me, the reason why it reminds me of spring is because it reminds me of blooming into yourself.
Yeah.
After a season of just going through hard times, and one of the things that they were talking about that I wrote down is when they were being made fun of, and people were pointing fingers at them, and they were in this dark place, and then it was just like, hey, when you feel life ain't worth living, you got to stand up, take a look around, look up way to the sky. And when your deepest thoughts are broken, keep on dreaming, boy, because when you stop dreaming, it's time to die.
Yeah.
And that hit me so hard, just because it's a renewal. Like, just, you have to keep getting up and going. You have to keep growing. So that was absolutely beautiful to me, and I'm glad that I found it. Yeah. And I know that it's probably been on your list, and I think maybe Coach's list a couple of times.
Mine a couple throughout.
Yep.
The 101 episodes. Good Lord, that's a lot.
101.
101. We're on our way to 200.
Puppies. No, okay. Number 2. So you guys, I feel like Coach is here in spirit. Well, he is in the chat.
He is.
You guys know I love Nickelback. Like, I don't feel like I've ever said that before. But I feel like that's something you really need to know about me. And one of the Nickelback songs that was spring inspired, or was inspirationally springy, was After the Rain. Which, of course, you know, you have your After the Rain, everything blooms, and so forth and so on. But their song, and Nickelback writes inspirational songs that are really uplifting. They really do. I mean, they also write raunchy songs that you can't play around your children. But they get into it. They have hearts. They have big, beautiful Canadian hearts, you know?
Yeah.
And this song was, once again, kind of about it's about pulling yourself out of a rut, another sort of blooming sort of situation. And during the wintertime, I get so depressed and tired, and I don't want to do anything. And as soon as spring gets here, then I want to go
everything.
Build a house. Josh wants to go build a shed. You want to go like freaking repave your driveway. Spring makes you want to do stuff. And so this is kind of what this song reminded me of. It's like you're talking about, you want to get stuff done. Everybody says that life takes patience, but nobody wants to wait. You're just making all these excuses to not get stuff done, and then boom, like you get everything done after the rain, just like spring.
Yeah.
I can't believe I have to leave this song off. This is so sad. Number 3. I'm going to put it up in my honorable mention, but I'm so sad. Number 3 is a brand new song that I've never heard before. And it was once again on just like a spring list that I had put up. And it's by a group called Hateberry. And the song is called No One. And And the reason why I picked this song is because spring is a time for love. And that's when everybody just kind of just renews their hope in the one coming up, and at some point, we're gonna fall in love. This song is not about this.
Oh, I like this song, right? Then
Yeah, this song is
right up my alley.
Yeah, it's about we done broke up. You're out here looking pretty and beautiful, and both of us are sitting out here sad. But you know what? Maybe we'll reconnect at some point.
Okay, no.
Yeah. Well, with these guys, I mean, these people. I mean, maybe
Yeah.
that's not everybody's situation, but maybe these people. Yeah. And I thought it was hilarious that it was on a spring list, and that's what it was about. And it's a good song, and it's super mellow. So you don't expect it to have this subject matter. You don't expect it to just kind of be like, you know what? We're kind of everybody's tired of being alone, but fuck it, we're gonna stay alone.
What was the name of the song?
It is called No One.
No One. Okay. Hateberry, No One. All right. It'll be on the playlist, and I'll check it out.
Yeah. I wrote as my note that spring is a time for love, unless it's not.
Unless it's not. Yeah.
All right. Number 4. Is a Disney song, actually. And I feel like I've put it on something before, but it's called Little April Shower, and it's from Bambi, the soundtrack.
Yeah.
And that's literally a song about spring. Like, that whole thing is about spring, and it's about spring. It's about spring rain is what it is. And it's classic Disney, but then it also has a lot of symphony in it. So there's a lot of different drums, and there's a lot of different I think there's some horns in there. So there's violin. So it's really a classical type song with a Disney feel. And it's always been a really good song. And especially with the early Disney movies, they really put a lot of effort into just like theatrical music. So if you put it on, it's raining outside, it perfectly fits. And it's been one of my favorite songs. I forgot about it until we started doing this. And then I was like, that's a spring song too. Yeah. All right. And then number 5, I had to get my Jesus song in here because, Jesus and spring and eggs and Freya and fertilization and orgies. But this song.
Where do you sign up? I missed that one.
I will not deny the origins. That's not how we did it, but back in the day when it first came out.
I was born too late in this world.
Human sacrifices and orgies. That's all it was.
Yeah.
But we're talking about Jesus now. And the song that I picked is a Easter song. It's called The Days of Elijah. And it's by Donnie McClurkin, because there's so many versions and some of them aren't that good. But this one is. And it's just talking about the resurrection of Jesus, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then, that's it. It's just the resurrection of Jesus. The reason why I like it is because it's a whole story. It's a whole thing. Like, you have to go through a whole thing to get to the end of this song, and it just crescendos at some point to where you're just sitting there just losing your mind, like, oh my God, I'm so excited about this thing that's going to happen with Jesus coming back. But yeah, so I had to sing this song in choir, and I absolutely enjoyed it. And so that reminded me of spring more from a church standpoint than anything.
Yeah.
And then that's my list. Good
list. You didn't have any coaches. I'd made my list prior to hearing coaches, and so we had no buzzer beaters today.
All right.
But like I said, spring is definitely. I'm gonna twist my beard and see if we can get some views here. I guess
take it off.
With the building of the shed, I wanted to interrupt, but I had to type it out here. It makes you. I mean, it gives me sense of pride, being able to build this shit. And then I was trying to tell the kid, I was like, I go all day long. I'm just
Tim the Tool Man.
yeah. So she don't know. But yeah, let's give me my sounder if I can get over here again. Yeah, my beard was funky, so I'm gonna just twist it. See if we can get some views. Watch the views up here.
Put it away.
Beard twisting. It went up one. We got one because of the beard.
Keep twisting that beard.
But yeah, like I said, mine was renewal and fun because summer's coming and it's the precursor to summer, and it's fun going to the lake and being outside, and I don't ever get out to the lake as much as I want to because it is such a burden sometimes.
Whoa. I'm sorry, I didn't know. I was just clicking on it to see it better. Well, thanks for your comment, Steven.
Hey, playing with the bells and whistles.
Oh, we're screwed now. Now that I know I could do that. I'll be taking too long to say stuff.
I don't know if my number 5, I don't know if it's a Disney song, but you kind of had me scared. I figured one of my tentative lists when I figured would be on yours, and I really wanted to put it on here, but I found another one, so I didn't put it on there. But my number 5 is Somewhere Over the Rainbow. What a Wonderful World with Israel. Can you say his last name?
No.
Kamakawlwo'ole, the big Simone guy from Hawaii who plays the ukulele, right? And from what I found, it was off the 1993, which I thought it was way older.
Way older, yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know if it was a new release or something. I didn't get a chance to do all the digging, but the one I found was off of the version I found was off of the 1993 album Facing Future. And it's love the song. I've always loved the song. The kid loves it. It's like her in between class at school. They have songs that play, like, so how much time you've got left before. But that's like her in between her third and fourth period. That's the song they play every day at school. So she's like, Dad, why are you listening to this? And I'm like, it's a beautiful song. And, it's just about a beautiful world. Everything's beautiful. And I tried not to do the lovey-dovey, but I also tried not to do the depressing shit. I'm trying to keep a balance. I'm trying.
Yeah, it's spring.
Yeah, I'm trying not to be all mopey and depressing. That beautiful song. I loved it. I've always loved it. I'll have to do some research and dig more, and we'll touch back on it next week. Maybe I'll correct myself if I was wrong.
The fun fact that I know about that song is he woke up in the middle of the night, called his producer, and was like, "Hey, I need to record this song," and he did it in one take.
Yeah. I mean, he's a big Simone Hawaiian guy. I mean, you wouldn't think it would be such a beautiful song. I mean, you look at him, you wouldn't think that, but that's how life works sometimes.
Oh yeah, there was this one time I was at karaoke, and there was this big old dude. He's big. And he came out and he sang Purple Rain. And everybody was crying. And he looked like he murdered people in his basement. It was really cool.
But he sang well.
Yeah. And ate them.
My number 4, I kind of found on the 2 episodes ago, the drinking song. I had one in the back of my head. It never made it to the list, but I would think about it and then I would forget about it. But I chose a different song for this one, but the song is called Pontoon, and it's a Little Big Town.
Okay.
And, it's about them being on the lake and just partying on the lake. And I mean, I'm like, I don't want to ever own a boat because that's a pain in the ass. I just want friends that let me come hang out on their boats. So I got to do a little bit of boating last year, and that was fun. I'll chip in gas. I'll throw gas money here. Let's go.
Yeah,
I don't want to fish. I don't want to ski.
Yeah, boats aren't like being in the middle of the water to where you can't escape doesn't appeal to me at all.
I mean, I did hop in and the boat drifted too far away, and I'm like, oh fuck this, I'm done. I swear, I stayed. The kid had a float on, but she was kind of freaking out, thinking I was gonna die, and I was kind of thinking I was gonna die too. So, yeah.
Oh no!
I'll hop in, and I'm gonna hold on to the boat next time. But get me a rope and let me tether. Tether on out. But it was still good. It was still fun. But that's off the 2013 album Tornado, and like I said, it's a fun song about being on the lake. And the other song was Day Drinking, which that would have been good on the other list or this list.
Oh yeah,
the same kind of thing. But my number 3 is, I'm pretty sure this made it on either yours or Coach's list for the Elements one, but I had kind of forgot about it until then, and it's a great song. But Mr. Blue Sky, ELO.
Oh, that's the one that I didn't put on my list. You got it.
Good. We got it on there anyhow. So it might have been you, but it's the 1977 album, Out of the Blue, and it's just a poppy, happy song. And please, Mr. Blue Sky, tell us where you've been hiding. Or I misquoted that, but that's the gist of it.
Hey there, Mr. Blue.
Yeah, and I don't know. I just can't help but to smile and feel better after listening to that song.
Oh yeah, yeah.
My number 2 is, I'm surprised this didn't make it on Coach's list, or I think he had another one. I think he had another one from this artist. We'll find out soon enough. But Mary Jane's Last Dance.
Okay.
Tom Petty, and the line that ties it in is, summer's closing in, and I'm tired of this town again. And that feeling, I mean, the urge to, break out, go find something new is always hard in the spring. It's like, I don't want to be in this, not because it's hot, not because anything. It's just because I've been here my whole goddamn life, and I've left. I've tried to leave, and it sucks me back. Seems like Wichita is a vortex. I don't know if everybody's hometown is like that, but
I don't know.
It's a vortex. I left, and here I'm still here. So
I tried to leave twice. I did. I really tried hard, and then it was just like, oh well, I guess I'm back here now.
Yeah, I think them engines must have done something. It's just like, nope.
Something.
You're rooted. We need you here. The Indian spirits need us here to guard over things, maybe.
I mean, there are worse places to get sucked back into.
Oh, I know.
It's a good town. We have a good city. We really do.
Yeah. When I was young, I couldn't, I wanted bigger. And then I went and seen bigger, and I'm like, oh, no. I'm good. I want smaller now. I mean, now I want to be out in the middle of nowhere with nobody around me. But, and I'm kind of surprised my number 1 didn't make it on anybody's. But it's In Bloom, Nirvana.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Spring is here again.
Yeah.
Weather changes moods. That song has always been, I think that's my favorite Nirvana song.
Oh, it's a good one.
One that's always, and it was those lines, weather changes mood, and spring, he was such a poet.
He was. And it was just like, I always felt like he was like his musicianship was more out of was out of what was left in joy with him, like what the joy was left inside of him, because even though his lyrics were like kind of low down and depressing, they still always had like a light of hope in them. And and I don't know that, I know that he was super sad, and I know that he seemed depressed, but I don't think he was as depressed as we all contribute to him.
That's what I was getting ready to say. I mean, I go back and watch videos, and he looks so happy just being silly with Dave and Chris. So it's like, I don't think he was that depressed. I mean, maybe towards the end, after things got out of control, the drugs and the fame, and of course Miss Love.
Yeah.
So I think after all that, but at first, he was loving it. I mean,
he was enjoying his life, and it might have just been just one terrible moment, because really, if you look at a lot of the stars that were back in that day, they were way worse off they were way worse off in complete hot messes. And you didn't really see Kurt off falling down or acting a fool or nothing like that. He'd just go play his shows and then go home.
Yeah, I think he did have his stints. I think he OD'd a few times, and I think he was pretty fresh out of a place or something when he did what he did.
Yeah, but, I think something was bugging him. I think it was something. I don't know if it was fully him. I think it was something else.
I watched this documentary right after. It was like some renegade thing. It's called Kurt and Courtney. And, and in this document, it fully convinced me that he didn't do it.
Yeah,
it wasn't his finger on the trigger, and I got to think of it. It had some pretty compelling of things there, and I don't want to get Courtney mad at all at me. So I'm
not at all. No, we love you, and I see.
I can't remember the movie. It was before. It was like in '89. This movie, and she's starring in it. It's like some weird, weird B movie. It had some bigger names, but they were like before they were big.
Okay.
I'll have to, like, Rock and Roll Highway. God, I can't think of the name of it. But I'm like, that looks like Courtney Love. And so I had to pause it and look. And I'm like, well, what the hell? Like, say this was 88, 89. So this was before the craze. And I'm pretty sure even before she was with Kurt.
Okay.
I don't know when they actually got together.
Yeah.
It was 92, I think, when he died. 92, 94.
Yeah, because I was in elementary school.
You couldn't have been in elementary school. I was driving to high school.
When Kurt Cobain died?
Yeah, I was driving my Volkswagen. I remember the day.
Sure? Oh, yeah. You know what? I'm thinking about something else. I'm thinking about somebody else died when I was in elementary school. I can't remember who it was, but you're right.
Just one person.
Yeah.
But no, I was driving to school, and I was almost there. I was like a block away from school, and the T95 came on the air and told me this, and I like sat there I was just like, and I wasn't into him when they, I wasn't in the ground floor. I wasn't a day oneer because I wasn't exposed to it then. It was Nevermind that got me exposed to them.
Yeah.
And so I was just getting into him. And so I was like, what? And so I sat there at the light, and a car's honking on me, and I just kind of zoned out. And I can't remember if my sister was with me that day because I normally took her to school too. So
okay,
I'm sure she wouldn't have let me sit there zoned out that long if she was with me.
Right.
So, but I don't know. All right, we got let's do coach's list. We got about 10, 12-ish minutes left.
Okay.
And we'll do coach's list, and then we'll wind her down and get on about our business.
All right.
I'm gonna try to time his thing just right, but we'll see.
All right, you guys will notice I'm not live in studio, which I'm never live in studio with Santia and Josh, but I'm not at the show live at all. I'm this time probably in Topeka, maybe having a couple drinks, maybe eating some food, not sure, but I won't be available for the show tonight. Behind the scenes, I don't have to tell you this because this one's not even going that smooth, but this is take 2 already. This is weird. I talked about it in the first one, but doing this alone is unique because I'm used to doing this segment with the 5 songs and talking about, the topics with the cast. I'm doing it alone. I've done shows alone, but I tend to ramble on kind of like I'm doing. So this is either going to go for 35 minutes and Josh is going to have to figure out how to cut it, or I'll get to it pretty quick. I kept messing this topic up. I think we're calling it Makes You Feel Like Spring. If I butchered it, Josh, just edit that out and put what we're calling it. I said sounds like spring is what I kept calling it. And they said, no, it's not that. But this topic, I don't know if I found a ton of songs that talk about spring and necessarily, but when I think of spring, it makes me think of kind of coming out of winter, coming out of the darkness. So all these songs are kind of upbeat, happy, which I think most springs, birds chirping and stuff going on. It's kind of a good time of year. You've been locked up. If you're like me, you work from 7 in the morning or sometimes earlier till 5:30, 6 o'clock at night. And in the Midwest, it's dark when you get to work and when you leave work. Essentially in the winter, you see light during the day when you go out at work, but if you're stuck in the building most of the time, you don't see a lot of light of day. So spring, I'm usually more upbeat. Like I told my wife the other day, I was out working on something, cleaning a shed out for her. She's wanting a shed to be able to use and to do stuff in and have her stuff for outside in. I've got one that my yard stuff and my mower and stuff's in. So I was cleaning that out and was doing some other stuff and fixed a trailer and did something. And I said, I just feel more capable when the weather's nicer. Like in winter, I don't even know how to change oil. Do I know how to jumpstart a battery? Do I know how to, you get me some good weather and all of a sudden I can turn a tree branch into a tire. So here we go on with the rambling again. I'm just going to get to my list and, without having somebody to play off of, I think this part will go pretty quick. My number 5, this one's a new one to me. It's from Fitz and the Tantrums. I found it on the only playlist. It was curated from Spotify for me, and it was, Feels Like Spring. And there was some good songs on there. A bunch of songs already listened to. I wouldn't really consider spring songs, but I think they looked at it like me, upbeat songs about being outside or coming out of a dark place. And this particular song is I Just Want to Shine from Fitz and the Tantrums.
I love that song.
And it's a super good song. It'll be on the playlist. Number 4, I think we've used this on one show before. It might even been me. I don't know. But again, all of my songs, happy and a lot of sunshine. And this one is from Katrina and the Waves, Walking on Sunshine, my number 4. My number 3, Tom Petty, Wildflowers. Yeah, there's probably one or two other Tom Petty songs I could use, but anytime I can get Tom Petty into one, I'm going to get him into it. This to me is probably not one of my favorite Tom Petty songs, but I did listen to it 2 or 3 times throughout this, maybe kind of struggling to find songs that made me really thank spring. But that one definitely kept sticking to me as I listened to it more, and some of the meanings, it stuck with me more. This one, my number 2, and this has kind of been the speed round, but it happens. My number 2, I was listening to this one just before I came out, and it was already kind of an honorable mention or maybe going to be on the list. I was thinking about it, but my wife goes, "Oh, somebody else remade that song?" And I said, "Who did it?" And I knew I'd heard it every time I kept hearing it. And she goes, Bublé, Michael Bublé. And it was Feeling Good, the original by Nina Simone. And I said, no, this is the original. And then I listened to his, and it's a good song. I forgot. Yeah, I do remember it now, but it's not as good as the original by Nina. And I think when I listened to the person that was talking about the song, her song's take on it was a sultry, sassy, soulful version of the song that many people have tried to remake, but can't beat the classic, which is another topic that is on my list. Can't beat the classic, or did it beat the classic? Yeah, and my number 1, I had a couple from them I could have used, and I won't even do my honorable mentions, which I think I'll be last, so I probably could. I don't know if I stole anybody or if anybody stole mine, and the buzzer will have to get hit. But this is the Beatles, and my number 1 is Here Comes the Sun. And I think if we go back on my list, all but one song talks about, well, two songs talk about sun, sunshine, flowers. So, I mean, I got some spring stuff, but it was more for me. It's almost like coming out of a depression. Like winter to me is depressing. There's some good things that happen indoors, but you get lazy, you get fat, it's not a happy time. The nice days, it's great. You go outside and you take as much advantage as you can. So this was unique doing this way. I am glad that I can be a little part of the show tonight. So I'm going to stop it so it's not too long. Thank you guys. Thanks for letting me do this. Hopefully the show probably is better without me. I'll be honest. Way less interruptions. But hopefully you guys had a good show. Peace.
Bye, Coach's Ghost.
So did you struggle you had a migraine, so you were struggling anyhow. I mean,
oh God, yeah.
It was, no offense, but you look so miserable. I'm just like, girl,
I was absolutely miserable, yeah. But I was just like, I need to be on the 100th episode. Yeah. And I just tied a headscarf around. I literally made that video because I had gotten up to like go to the bathroom because I felt like I was gonna puke. And then I didn't. So I drank some water and I was like, I have about 6 minutes before I need to go lay down. So let me hurry up and go make this video. And I only get there was 2 other memorable times that I had a migraine that made me miss something. I was supposed to go to the Renaissance Fair with my sweetheart and his kids, and I got a migraine then. And then the other time that I remember is John Mayer. And I remember it because I was laying there looking at that list pissed because I was so excited to talk about John Mayer and I couldn't because I couldn't open my eyes. But yeah, when I get migraines, they get right here and then they pull and then it hurts my stomach and I'm screwed for like at least 48 hours.
Yeah, I couldn't handle migraines. I get a little headache and I'm just like, oh, kill me. Oh, I'm over it. Take me out back to shoot me. This is it.
Yeah. If I had migraines all the time, because there are people that suffer them all the time, so maybe they're used to them. But if that was something that happened to me all the time, I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
I could not do it.
No, I don't think I could. Well, I'm thankful I had my window open and the neighbors didn't get too buck wild. The birds stopped chirping. The birds were chirping at the beginning, and I was going to get up and close it. But I'm like, yeah, that's fitting.
Shut up, birds. We're talking about spring.
It's fitting for spring, so I'll have to listen to the playback and see. There definitely will be a playlist. Last week's playlist is up. This week's playlist will be up probably a little later than normal. I'm looking outside and it's dark and I don't want to go work in the dark, so I don't quite know what's gonna happen there.
Yeah, you need a spotlight.
But I gotta figure. I got a little bit more to do before the rain hits. I think the rain's calling. They're calling for rain tomorrow. Thursday is tomorrow. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then it's supposed to stop. And we got Mo Pigs on Sunday. And so I'll be hanging out Mo Pigs for most of the day. I'm gonna have to skin out a little early because we got episode 128 of Art Assault, the podcast.
Oh, sweet.
We're gonna hopefully be trying something a little new. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag just yet because some things got to be worked out. We'll get that worked out, but I think it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be good.
All right. That's going to be awesome. Thank you, Janet.
Yes, thank you. But yeah, I'm going to go get my bearings and see what's going on. Thank you for coming on.
All right.
Thanks for sticking around for 101 episodes. We're on our way to 200 now. So everybody like, subscribe, follow, all that jazz, and have a great freaking day.
Make it to 150 songs about change.
All blind melon songs from here on out.
All right.
All right. Have a good night.
Good night, everybody.